So I had somebody ask me today, how is an Akashic Records reading different from a past life regression? And it's true that these can be commonly confused, right? I think the thing is that, past life regression is very much about putting the client into hypnosis and sort of guiding the client to access these past lives. Now, that's a valid way of working. I'm not going to talk badly about anything that anyone else does. I can only talk about what I do and what feels right to me. What I would say about the Akashic Records is only people that really have a fairly high level of vibration, experience, technique, can access the records and transmit what's coming from the records with a certain level of clarity. Everybody accesses the Akashic Records. It's not that it's something special to access them. It's something that's more difficult to have the clarity about what you're receiving and being able to be a clear channel, transmit that to clients, and do that in a way that's constructive and helpful in terms of getting clarity, in terms of getting healing, removing obstacles, connecting with life potential, different timelines, all of those sorts of things. Right. So the thing is with past life regression is you're very much dependent on the level of consciousness of the hypnotherapist, and you're also very dependent on, the client himself, herself, right? Whereas with Akashic Records, you're not depending so much on yourself as a client, you're depending on me. So there's a trust element here. There's a trusting that I'm able to both receive the information, transmit the information, right? And, because there's a lot of cases where hypnosis, there's this question mark, where's the information really coming from, right? And that's the thing is when it depends on the client, if the client is holding a lot of fear, trauma, and other things, what you're maybe really tapping into are those energies. And that might be healing, that might be useful, but it's not necessarily, the highest potential information to be coming through, if that makes any sense. The other thing that I would say about what I do that's very different is, what I say about past life work is like, if you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And so for a lot of people, it's like, oh, all the answers are in your past lives. No, absolutely wrong. I'm sorry, that's just not true. What I see is that so many times it's more constructive to tap into what's happening in the present life because, they may be repetitions of the past life, but the healing and the work that actually needs to be done is in the here and now. It's actually in what's happening in your life. Maybe it's from your infancy, whatever, but it's from this life. You don't need necessarily to tap into the past life. So the past life is a help. It's a tool when it will help bring healing or clarity to the present. But, otherwise it's just, sort of spiritual curiosity, right? Oh, wow, I'd love to know who I am, past lives. And that can be interesting. But the reality is we've all been so many different things, and that's not necessarily that constructive. The other thing that I would say that's different about Akashic Records work that I do is that a lot of the work is ancestral. And what I mean by that is patterns repeat in families. And so much of what can be affecting us, blocking us, it's actually coming from that family system. And I think this is where a lot of the big breakthroughs I have with people, because it's something that a lot of people have never really tapped into. And, I see this every day that we go down the road of looking at those repeating patterns. And that's so many times where the biggest blockages are. So hope this clarifies a little bit about this difference between Akashic Records work and about past life regression work. They're different tools, they're different techniques, they're different, potentials. One or other might be right for you. This is what I do, and hope that resonates with you. Thank you.